As I stepped through the Helliquary portal open before me, the blazing inferno of this place filled my bones with dread. This was the home of Lassal, the Flamespun, a terrible demon with fire and hatred smoldering beneath the molten armor covering him. Standing alone above the pit below, I felt afraid. But as my companions materialized alongside me, I could feel my resolve bolstered. The 8 of us had spent weeks preparing for this battle, fighting lesser demons and undead to empower our warband. Charcy, the blacksmith, had carefully transformed our scoria so that it bore hellish properties, allowing us to use the heraldric magic within the Helliquary to teleport to the demon's lair. Now, with our blades sharpened and our magics honed, and our armor hardened, we descended into Lassal's domain. Welcome to the Lassal Helliquary Raid Guide. This is up to date for pre-launch Diablo Immortal. For changes and updates post-launch, check out our max roll guide in the video description below. Defeating Lassal is going to be one of your first major PvE goals for Diablo Immortal once you hit max level. It's a challenging fight with multiple difficulties, and you'll receive higher rewards for completing higher difficulties. Also, Helliquary rewards reset on a weekly basis, so make sure that you complete this fight at the highest difficulty that you can at least once per week. Lassal is a 4-phase fight, corresponding to each of his health bars, and like all Helliquary raids, it's tuned for a maximum of 8 players. You need to unlock the Helliquary and be level 60 before even attempting this fight. So, if you're not level 60 yet, go do that. You'll also want to check your CR or combat rating recommended to defeat Lassal before you start the fight. If your character's combat rating is 200 or more below Lassal's own combat rating, you won't even stand a chance. So, go farm up some more gear and upgrades before even thinking about fighting Lassal first. Now, once you're ready to fight, organize 2 teams of 4-player squads so that you can share buffs between players. Also, make sure that everyone is prepared with their raid builds. A PvP loadout or a speed loadout here won't help you. Alright, Lassal's first phase. During Lassal's first health bar, he simply uses basic attacks along with a large 180-degree cone that stuns. This is the easiest phase. Keep at range if your class allows, and if you're melee, make sure you reposition so he won't hit you with his large stun. Don't use your health potion or resurrection stone at this point in the fight. It's easy for your teammates to resurrect you if you die. Now let's go into phase 2. This is where the fight starts getting intense. Lassal will continue attacking using all of the phase 1 attacks. About 20 seconds into phase 2, 6 demon warriors and 4 slag spitters will spawn. You must immediately stop all DPS on Lassal and group up to DPS down each of the slag spitters in the 4 corners of the boss room. Typically, you'll want to start in the top right and move clockwise around the room until all the slag spitters are dead. These slag spitters launch fireballs that do massive AoE damage on your raid and cannot be allowed to live. Once they're all dead, you can begin DPS again on Lassal and any remaining demon warriors. Lassal also does another attack during this phase where he'll jump around the battlefield. You'll see red circles in the ground where he will land. So don't stand there. If you do, you're in for a rude awakening when he jumps on top of you. Now we're getting into phase 3. If your raid group is powerful enough to get past phase 2, you'll enter Lassal's 3rd phase. Lassal will do all of his previous attacks, but he also has an instant wipe mechanic in this last phase. If you can, try to save your potion and resurrection stone for the next phase. There are 2 mechanics in this last phase that you need to pay very close attention to. First, Lassal will toss boulders at the raid. Don't get hit by these boulders. If you don't get hit, then the boulder will actually embed itself in the ground. Normally he does this twice before triggering this next deadly mechanic. For his next attack, Lassal will move to the center platform and charge up. He says, "Embrace Oblivion," when this starts. At this point, you need to run behind the boulder on the ground. If the attack goes off and you're not behind the boulder, then it's gonna be a raid wipe. Also, if there's no boulders on the ground, then there's nowhere to hide, and it's gonna be a raid wipe. Finally, Lassal will occasionally turn 2 players in the raid into a bomb. A large fire aura will appear around your character if you turn into the bomb. When this happens, you must run away from everyone else in the raid to the edge of the map, because when you explode, you'll do massive AoE damage to everyone. It'll also leave behind a fire patch that does damage over time to anyone standing in it. If you're lucky enough to survive Phase 3, then you've made it to Phase 4, and it's time to spend all of your cooldowns and DPS Lassal as hard as you can. He's almost dead. Lassal will continue doing all of his attacks from previous phases, but at this point, it's going to be tough to keep everyone in your party alive. Focus on doing as much DPS as possible, remembering not to bomb the entire party, and take Lassal down. Now, here's a few more tips. First, like all Helliquary bosses, you can significantly improve your chances by jumping into voice chat first. Hop into Discord with your warband, and that will help you with coordination and calling out raid mechanics, especially jumping behind the boulder. This is really, really important. You don't want to raid wipe on that boulder. Now, don't forget that you can also resurrect your teammates during the fight. If you know you're about to die, then try to die in a convenient place on the edge of the map, and then that's going to be a lot easier for someone else to resurrect you and pick you up. Alright, final tip. Support builds from Crusader and Necromancer here are extremely valuable in this fight. Conjuration of Light can make your entire party invincible for a short duration, and Bone Armor can give your party 5 stacks of damage immunity. Remember that dead DPS is no DPS. Well, that's it for this one, and good luck in the fight. Let me know when you defeat Lassal for the first time in the comments down below. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Peace!